Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. We start tonight with the National Weather Service. They've issued a flash flood warning for Riverside County. It's in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. That's our top story. We have some new video. It's from Palm Desert late this afternoon. As you can see, rain and wind hitting the area hard. The storm rolling through quickly across the valley floor. We have a reminder tonight to avoid walking or driving through areas that are at risk of flooding.
Speaking of flooding, already been reported in the valley, including parts of Cathedral City and Rancho Mirage. Let's go live to Brett Rosen tonight, who has the latest on the road conditions for us. Brett?
Olivia, I'm here in Cathedral City, right on Dinah Shore. As you can see right behind me, this road blockage, this detour, many cars having to come down Dinah Shore and are being detoured up this residential area to try to turn back around. So most cars trying to go up Dinah Shore Drive or having to make that detour over there. You can see some of those puddles over there right on Dinah Shore right here, just stopping the traffic going through as cars are having a detour with the rain that was gathering up and building up as the rain was coming through here in the Coachella Valley. With that being said, though, too, also CHP logs, California Highway Patrol logs that roadway flooding on 66th Avenue, Monterey Avenue, and Day Palm, as all those places are experiencing flooding and road closures and road detours over there. So a lot of detours, like I said, again here on Dinah Shore in Cathedral City. But with that being said, we'll continue the coverage as more buildup comes. Live in Cathedral City, I'm Brett Rosen, sending back to you guys in studio.
All right, Brett, thanks for that live report. We appreciate that. Meantime, we're giving you a live look tonight from atop the Palm Springs aerial tramway. The tramway has suspended operations for the rest of today. It's due to the heavy rainfall. The tram cam recorded a little bit more than 2.5 inches of rain so far today at the top of the mountain. Temperatures reached just under 50 degrees with winds at around 5 miles per hour.
And back down here on the valley floor, some video from Monterey Avenue in Palm Desert right before Fred Waring. A tree knocked over by the strong winds this afternoon. This was just around 3 o'clock. The wind actually split that tree right in half, covered 2 lanes there on Monterey. Sheriff's deputy had the lanes blocked off while crews arrived. I actually saw this while I was driving into work today. So we're right across from College of the Desert. So yeah, you see how quickly these storms can impact our valley. With that, let's take a live look outside from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. I know it's been a bit of a hectic day, but that is a gorgeous view. And I think I can say for all of us, we may all need a car wash after today.
Yes, and I was going to say, yeah, wait for that car wash. Let's get through our Tuesday, just because it's a little bit more rain. But funny enough, I was getting my car wash when it started raining. I was like, what am I doing?
And you're the one in charge of the weather.
And I'm the one in charge. What am I talking about here? Yeah, we had very active weather today, as we kind of anticipated last week, right? We were showing you those computer models showing most of that monsoonal moisture moving in for our Monday and Tuesday. And today, I did not disappoint what those computer models were forecasting. You can see radar right now very active. If you've been outside for the past couple of hours, you have seen that widespread rain hitting us here in the Coachella Valley, even more than we originally were forecasting. We said Monday, Tuesday, we could see a little less than 1/4 inch. Palm Springs reporting just under 1/2 inch of rain from the past 6 hours. That's quite a bit of rain in a short amount of time. So something to keep in mind. I know we like a little bit of that cloud cover in the desert after a very hot week that we had last week, but just make sure you're being safe out on those roads this evening. Again, with a little bit of that urban flooding happening across the area. We will see things quiet down as we get into this evening. We could see another round of moisture, more so as we get into our Tuesday as well. Copy and paste today into tomorrow, but a little bit more north. So looking to hit more of the high desert, but that doesn't mean we're in the clear. We could see a little bit more moisture tomorrow in the afternoon like we did today. As far as future rain this evening, let's take a look. The short range model is showing a little bit moving through, but you can see, yeah, as we mentioned, it'll kind of taper off, moving more towards the high desert and to the north of us. North American model saying by 6 o'clock it's going to be out of the Coachella Valley. But like I said, we could see those chances continue. Flash flood warning again for portions near the North Palm Springs area, up in the high desert as well, with that urban flooding. Winds right now from this east direction for the wind corridor there. We have them from the west. We're all over the place with our winds, but definitely gusting pick up when we see those thunderstorms. We hear a little thunder right now. 82 degrees in downtown Palm Springs. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 3-day forecast. So I look to be maybe down in the 90s, below average conditions through most of this week. We'll get drier conditions as we get into the second half of our work week. We'll break down what we can expect in that full forecast coming up.
All right, Chloe, thanks for that. We'll continue our coverage with the rain this evening. The weather also impacting road work on the valley floor. Work on the Highway 111 repavement rehab project in La Quinta has been delayed. Westbound lanes between Washington and Jefferson will remain closed, with paving now scheduled from 6 p.m. Tuesday through 6 in the morning Wednesday. Lanes are expected to reopen on Thursday. All right, tonight we have updates on the search for missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Harrow. Yesterday, San Bernardino County Sheriff's teams searched for the baby off of Highway 60, just over a mile away from Gilman Springs. Sheriffs had cadaver dogs. They could also be seen with the father of Emmanuel, Jake Harrow. We've reached out to authorities. They could verify he was there, but they did not say he assisted with the search. As of now, the baby is still missing but presumed dead. And both parents are due in court tomorrow at the Riverside Hall of Justice, where we will have continuing coverage.
We have some video sent in from a viewer to our newsroom today. You see that coyote standing on the backyard wall of a home in Indio. This is just off of Jefferson and Avenue 48. There have been several coyote sightings this summer. So as a reminder to all pet owners, dog and cat owners, and of course those with small children, don't feed coyotes. Make sure any trash is secured. Keep your pets on leashes as well. Coyotes, like you can see here, scaling fences. So remember, when letting small animals outside, just double check, think twice, and be smart about your pets.
The Palm Springs Parks and Recreation Department is looking for your feedback on designing Desert Highland Park's new playground. They'll be holding a community meeting. That's tomorrow at James O. Jesse Desert Highland Unity Center. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. It will review concept designs and allow the community to give input and share ideas to shape the new neighborhood project.
The city of Indio is asking for your feedback to help shape its new information technology master plan. Officials say the goal is to improve city services both in person and online and make them a little more customer friendly. Residents, businesses, and visitors all encouraged to take a 5-minute survey to share their input. City leaders say your feedback will be essential in building a plan that better meets community needs. To find the survey, you can head to the newsroom tab of our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
City of Palm Desert is calling on artists to help shape the city's future. The Cultural Arts Committee is inviting proposals for a major sculptural installation at the roundabout there, the north end of San Pablo Avenue. It's right by College of the Desert. Artists are encouraged to think big, focusing on scale, visibility, durability, and even incorporating lighting for nighttime impact. Project budget set at $200,000, covering design, fabrication, and installation. The deadline to apply is Thursday, September 4th. You can find a link to apply on the newsroom tab of our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
The Palm Springs Public Library has officially opened its temporary location at Rimrock Plaza. Library Director Jeannie Kays and her team, with help from the Public Works, created the new space for visitors. An official ribbon-cutting ceremony will be held soon. City officials saying a date will be announced in the coming days.
Labor Day events are popping up just about every corner of the valley. On Sunday, that's August 31st, the Palm Springs Surf Club is hosting a luau party. It's from 5 to 9 at night. There's going to be water park access from 10 in the morning until 6 at night. Hula and fire dancers are going to be there, as well as a Hawaiian dinner for $60. Make sure to use up that all-day water park access before the luau starts. If you'd like more information, it's posted on our website.
Animal Samaritans is expanding its free spay and neuter program to Palm Desert residents with pets. Qualifying residents can pick up a voucher at the Palm Desert Library while supplies last. This voucher qualifies you for not only a free spay or neuter surgery, but also post-operative medication and an electronic collar if you'd like one. Animal Samaritans has been expanding their free spay and neuter service gradually to multiple cities. It now reaches Cathedral City, Desert Hot Springs, residents of unincorporated areas, and Palm Desert.
Coming up next night here at 5 o'clock, we have the latest on the picket fire, which continues to burn tonight up in Northern California.
And Cal State San Bernardino University students are back to school, and the university's president makes an announcement. We've got the details right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Welcome back. Many American households have felt uncertain about the economy for the last several months.
Ivan Rodriguez has the latest on how people can set themselves up for success financially, even as inflation persists.
Experts project prices in the U.S. will continue to rise because of tariffs. For some households, small increases over time are easier to handle, but for others with little wiggle room in their budgets, that slow burn could resemble a slow bleed.
Many Americans continue to feel down about the economy, and that's largely because of affordability concerns.
Sarah Foster with Bankrate says nearly 1 in 4 Americans report having no emergency savings, according to their latest report. Despite households facing higher prices, she says it's important to still have a savings plan.
You're really going to need to make sure that you have at least some money set aside to help you pay for any kind of income disruption.
Some keys to getting started include creating a budget you check regularly and cutting back on expenses. Also, instead of a 6-month savings goal, focus on a shorter-term objective.
Saving your first $5, then your first $10, then maybe eventually working up to saving a month's worth of expenses.
About 46% of U.S. adults have enough emergency savings to cover 3 months of expenses. More than 1 in 3 Americans needed to use their emergency savings in the past year, with a majority using it for essentials from monthly bills to emergency expenses, according to Bankrate. Foster says the 2 things that matter the most when talking about emergency funds include the habit of building wealth for yourself and taking advantage of compound interest.
Thinking about yourself as your own best advocate, that really is kind of the bottom line here.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Firefighters racing to contain the picket fire as it threatens vineyards up in Napa. CAL FIRE and other agencies have now deployed more than 1,000 emergency personnel to the scene. Hand crews, dozers, engines, water tenders, even helicopters are helping to aggressively fight this fire that's now grown to more than 6,500 acres. Several nearby vineyards are reportedly threatened by the growing blaze.
The attorney for the Menendez brothers is filing an appeal in Superior Court challenging their parole denials. Attorney Mark Garregos says his clients were not given fair shots in their hearings just last week. California's parole board concluded Lyle and Eric Menendez posed an unreasonable risk and should not be freed. The brothers shot and killed their parents in the family's Beverly Hills mansion 36 years ago, but only recently became eligible for parole after years of legal challenges. Despite both brothers being denied, they are still eligible to pursue parole again in 3 years. And back to some local news here in the Valley, some construction updates and road work to tell you about in Palm Desert on Cook Street. It's the Water District project expected to wrap up in September. This project stretches from Sherrill Drive up to Overly Lanes. Traffic control is based on need. The alternate route for this project is Portola.
A change is coming to Cal State San Bernardino. After more than 5 decades in higher education and 13 years of leading CSUSB, President Tomas Morales has announced he'll be stepping down at the end of this school year. The announcement came during the university's convocation address, where Morales reflected on his time at the university. During his tenure, he said he's raised $54 million through CSUSB's first fundraising campaign, while doubling university endowment and leading the institution's DEI board. And while he's closing this chapter soon, he says his commitment to the university and its mission isn't over just yet.
Let's take a live look outside. This is our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. A lot of clouds still hanging out. A very active afternoon here in the Coachella Valley. You can see the wind blowing as well. Now, sometimes a little bit fun to have a different weather view here in our valley. Chloe Carlson's in next. She's tracking your 7-day forecast and more on the storm blowing through the valley right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Well, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark High 11 cam in Rancho Mirage, and what a different view for us today. Overcast skies. When is the last time I said that? In December? I mean, I will say we want everyone to be safe on those roads, but this was a nice break from our hot conditions that we have seen. I will say walking out today, very humid. So get ready for that, because it's only getting more humid into our Tuesday, and then we'll have the rain come later in the afternoon. 100 for the high today, so below average. Another way to celebrate on a Monday. 117 is the record-breaking number back from 2020. At this hour, take a look at these temperatures. 82 right now in Palm Springs, 87 in Thousand Palms. Should we get a jacket out for fun? 85 degrees in Desert Hot Springs. Overnight tonight, those temperatures will stay in the 80s here for the desert floor. As far as future wind potential, we'll call these breezy conditions. I know the winds picked up when that storm rolled through earlier. We had a little bit of that spillover from that mountain rain, but no weather advisories as far as winds go. More breezy for us today and tomorrow. Winds pick up a little bit for Desert Hot Springs and Whitewater as we get into our Wednesday and Thursday. Take a look at this surface moisture heading into Tuesday. So we were 30% today, which if you were out this morning, you definitely felt that. I thought I was in Florida for a second. Tuesday, that's going to be up to 45% on Tuesday. We will see that start to drop out and dry out as we get into later in the week. So a dry weather pattern will take over back to 10% on Tuesday. So here's a look at that surface map for today. Again, the ridge of high pressure center inching its way closer to the desert southwest. We know it was going to drop a lot of moisture today. Tuesday, it looks like it'll taper off a little bit. We do expect similar conditions, but more of that rain to hit more north. So we do expect more rain in the high desert tomorrow. In the San Bernardino Mountains, they nearly got an inch today near Big Bear. Wednesday looks like we'll be drying out as far as those rain conditions. So here's a look at those Tuesday rainfall estimates. Like I said, light rain for us forecast. It looks like most of the moisture moved through today. Wednesday, we're looking to stay dry there. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast of below average conditions through the rest of the work week. We're back to seasonal by the weekend.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, welcome back. Week 0 behind us now. We turn the page to week 1 with 3 in-Valley teams playing each other. We got a fun slate, and it starts with Rancho Mirage. They're going to travel to Coachella Valley, and 2 top 5 teams in the Valley. More on the top 5 in just a moment. Now, the Saints will take on Desert Hot Springs, 2 great coaches here in the Valley ready to battle. La Quinta will play their first game of the season, travel up to the high desert, and take on the Yucca Valley Trojans. Then Cathedral City will play their first home game this season against San Bernardino. The Lions looking for their first win of the season. I mentioned top 5, and this is what I mean, just my personal top 5 rankings after seeing each of these schools play on Friday. The Palm Springs offense was as impressive as I've seen in my time here in the Valley. Jordan Johnson with 5 total touchdowns. Now, if the defense can just lock in a bit, they're certainly going to be tough to beat. Palm Desert's defense, as advertised, coming in at number 2. Their defense the other night had 2 touchdowns, one being a pick 6. The Aztecs ready to compete for the DEL. I'm not writing Rancho Mirage off just yet, even though they did lose in a big fashion. They're still the team to beat in the desert. They've got all the talent in the world and a senior-heavy team that'll prove itself. Coming in at number 4, Coachella Valley. They didn't skip a beat after losing Aaron Ramirez and Derek Calderon to graduation. Ivan Camargo, the next man up in the backfield, and he showed why. And rounding it out, Yucca Valley, the Trojans with a ton of offense. You've got Aiden Pope and Clyde King, who combined for over 300 yards the other night. The matchup this week with La Quinta will be a great game. La Quinta's defense against Yucca Valley's offense. Keep an eye on out for that. And maybe the best time of year in the sports world. The NFL just around the corner, and it's time for fantasy drafts. We're going to start a little something different this year. I want to chat about it. You see my email there at the bottom of the screen. I want to know what style league you're in, how many teams, whether it's a snake draft, and what your approach is. I'm playing in a 12-team snake draft with other media members here in the Coachella Valley. I've got the 4th pick Wednesday night, and I have no idea which way I'm leaning. So here's my cry for help. We know that Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, and Saquon Barkley will be your top 3. After that, it's anybody's game. It's all about football, though, for the next few months here on NBC Palm Springs. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
Tim, thank you. A huge music star hits the biggest movie screens. David Daniel has the Hollywood Minute.
Prince in IMAX. Prince, Sign of the Times, the superstar's self-directed 1987 concert film, has been digitally remastered and is set to be re-released in IMAX theaters for 1 week beginning Friday. More info and tickets at imax.com/Prince.
You stay the course, you'll be fine.
Not so much. Back in April, Paramount announced it was renewing Dexter Original Sin for a 2nd season. Now, according to Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, the studio is not going forward with the prequel series, but it is making plans to extend the follow-up series, Dexter Resurrection. The finale of that show's 1st season is set for September 5th.
My daughter is caught up in something, and I'm afraid it's my fault.
Max Martini plays a disgraced investigator searching for his daughter in Hollywood Grit. Tyrese Gibson and Patrick Duffy also star in the period action flick, which is now playing in limited release. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
All right, finally tonight, tomorrow, the unofficial start to fall. The reason? Starbucks returns its iconic pumpkin spice latte. Coffee chain announced the drink's arrival a month earlier than usual this year. That's because Google searches for pumpkin spice started earlier. Starbucks has other favorites returning tomorrow as well. They include the pumpkin cream cold brew, iced pumpkin cream chai, and pecan crunch oat milk latte. With the weather we've had.
I was going to say, this is so appropriate. Get the pumpkin spice tomorrow.
Even though it won't probably feel like it by the end of the week, but we can live with it, right?
Nightly News is next. We'll see you at 6.